You been growing your no rodeo facial hair out too, Benji?
Just shaved, actually.
Oh yeah, I've been growing mine out since we got that pause.
Look at that.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
live, fellas.
A good deal.
You're actually growing that, Cole?
Yeah, I've been growing it out since we hit this break.
Welcome,
Love that.
everyone. Mike LaBelle here with you. I'm joined by Kole Ashbacher and Ben Anderson, and this is going to be fun. Now, I'm going to start by saying something that's quite funny. I'm with two of what I would call the younger guys that we have in the bronc riding. Where are you going, Ashbacher?
There we go. I gotta get so that the sun wasn't giving me a shadow. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, you need everyone to see those pearly whites that you thought you had cauliflower in a couple minutes ago. So,
Yeah, my fake teeth are giving me some issues.
well, we'll start with you, Ben. How's things been going since this COVID started?
No, it's been good, Mike. I don't know. We just got lots of time to ride horses, and we've been doing a lot of work at the ranch here, and it's been good getting my life organized. So it's actually a nice little break, I think.
Now, are you at home up in Eckville?
Yeah. Just it'd be just northeast of Rocky.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that some of the people around Eckville, like Shelley Deerland and others, they claim you as their own.
Yeah. No, they got a tight family, tight community around here, and it's been good. Yeah. Don't get to see many of them people right now, but you know how it is.
That's it. And Cole, you're hanging around downtown Arrowwood, Alberta.
Yeah, the huge metropolis of it.
It's good. Now, Cole, what have you been up to since COVID started?
We've been doing a little bit of ranching, got all our farming done, and seed in the ground here, and actually got some rain, which is pretty good. And then other than that, building a chicken coop for my mom, which has kept me busy for a little bit. And other than that, riding some horses. About it.
Good. Now, for you two guys, and I'll start with you, Ben, I would call that an extremely successful Canadian finals in 2019 that kind of set you guys up for some big things. And here we are. What do you make of something like that? Or how do you make the best of coming off of a big rodeo like that?
Yeah, I don't know, Mike. It was awesome. Sunday, I was pretty sad to see it all end, and the guy just wants to sit in Red Deer all freaking the rest of his life. But no, it's good. We just kind of, winter come, and then we kind of just ranched for a bit there, and we're feeding cows, and then I got excited to go south again. So we headed to Houston and all that, and had a good run down there, and then this struck. But yeah, coming off it, I was pumped. I was just ready to get back at her, and I was excited to do a rodeo again and get on some bucking horses.
Yeah. Now, how about you, Cole? I mean, you finished 5th in the average. Ben finished 3rd. So both of you guys, I say in theory, would have qualified for this year's Calgary Stampede, which is kind of a big stage to be on. Is it a letdown? Or does it motivate you to say, okay, I can do this. We're going to do this again?
Yeah, it's disappointing. I mean, the Calgary Stampede's one of the biggest rodeos. Being an hour from there growing up, I've dreamed of being there on that big stage for a long time. And it sucks that it's not going this year, but I know that they're working there, doing everything they can to be back better than ever come next 2021. And it's looking forward. My goal is to be there then.
Well, and we're going to keep it kind of on the big rodeo, or I say the bigger rodeos. If you guys were to say one rodeo that you go to, or one or two that are those rodeos that you've been to that you say, I got to come here every year, which ones would it be, Ben?
I'd say Houston, and honestly, San Antonio, Houston, Fort Worth were pretty freaking cool this year. I enjoyed being there, and even Denver was pretty cool. And yeah, I don't know. I think them big shows are real cool, but I think like Falkland Stampede and Benalto Stampede, I think are one that I have to go to every year, just because that's a cool little rodeo and it's packed every year.
Well,
I know it's not the big show, but I think they were pretty cool too.
No, that's it. What, Cole, which rodeos would they be for you?
I love San Antonio. I got to go for the first time there this year. It's a blast. They treat you like royalty. Um, it's pretty cool riding there. I had some pretty good luck down there at San Antonio, and up in Canada, I mean Pinoca. You never want to miss Pinoca. But like Ben said, Falkland and Benalto for the smaller ones. They put on an awesome show. They really do a good job producing their rodeos, and we have a lot of fun with them ones.
Well, and both of you guys got, I'm going to say, not on a roll early, but were consistent throughout the year. More you, Ben. I look to this weekend a year ago when we'd see Rod Haysdeal in Wildwood, Hand
Yeah.
Hills, Leduc, Grand Prairie. I just went back and looked, just because I'm an announcer and we do homework. And you collected 4 checks this weekend last year.
Yeah, no, last year is well, it's just been getting more consistent, Mike, and I mean it's bronc riding, and then you think you got it all figured, and then you go fall off 5 in a row, and you're like, I don't know what bronc riding is, but yeah, no, it's coming, and that's it's these pauses when we get to go to Roddy's and get on some bucket horses, and that's what brings consistency is just finding your spot. So
No, that's awesome. And it's funny, I'm just looking at the people that have joined us. Jake Finley's on. Kane Loof has joined us all the way from way on the other side of the world, which is pretty cool. But
yeah.
Kole, I'm going to ask you about, just is there one horse that you've seen in the past couple of years since you've been on the pro side of things? Is there 1 or 2 horses that you would say, that's the one I want to get on?
Well, there's 2 for sure I can think of. They stand out in my mind. And one Ben knows pretty well. He had some luck with at the CFR there. Get Smart. I mean, he's been horse of the world, horse of the Canada. He bucks, and that's it. Like a little horse that has a lot of heart and just flat out bucks. And then the other one is Lunatic Party of Outlaws. And that horse, he was around when I was in the steer riding, and just looks like a lot of fun, and I've always wanted to get on those 2.
No. And how about you, Ben? I mean, obviously 90 points, the final round at CFR on Get Smart. Pretty cool experience, let's be honest.
Oh yeah, that was awesome. I just remember we were sitting at the buckle ceremony the night before, and I was talking to Dawson Hay, and I was sitting there, and I was like, Dorth, I got Get Smart. Like, what do you think? Because he got on Strathmore, and he said, man, it's just another horse. Just go spur him out like you do, and you'll be all right. And yeah, that always stuck with me. I took that right to when I got on his back. So, and yeah, I think one I'd really like to get another match that I got on San Antonio was at yesterday's delivery of Calgary's, and he freaking bucked me off right there and right at the end of the gate, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, I'd like to get on that one again. For sure.
Well, that's, you know what? It's cool to hear the stories, and it's funny. When I was at Jasper last year, I'm going to say a veteran bronc rider pulled in, and he parked right beside where I was parked, and we got to sit around for an hour or 2 in Dusty Hossauer. And I said, well, Dusty,
yeah,
how's the bronc riding luck? And he says, you know what, Mike? There's probably a half dozen or 7 guys that are coming out of here in Canada. And he goes, they're making it hell on everyone. There's kind of a group of you guys that travel together, and tell us what the truck or van loads look like, Kole, when you guys are going down the road.
Yeah, we've had anywhere from, well, most times it's 3, but we've had as many as 8 to 12 guys packed in the van that I drive at one point. It gets pretty stinky in there when you get that many, but traveling with guys like Colby Wanchuk, Dawson Dom, Logan and Dawson Hay, Chance Varus. Ben, you're gonna have to help me out with some of these guys. All them guys,
there's a number of them coming up.
There's a whole bunch of us young Canadians that are showing some promise, I think, and it's making bronc riding really tough and exciting to watch.
Well, yeah. it does. And Ben, who are some of the guys that you like to travel with, and I guess some of the funny reasons why, what makes life on the road fun?
Yeah, I don't. Logs is probably one of my favorite, just because he's my cousin and we get along so good, and that's a guy I think I'll probably travel with to the end, hopefully. But and then I don't know, I like to travel with Dorth a lot too, just because that guy's just he's just a character and hilarious to hang out with, and like to travel with him a little more. And also a cousin of mine, so we kind of grew up together. And yeah, I don't know for sure. And and it's just them. It's just them guys that are good to be around. There's no worries in the world. We're on the road. There's no stress, and we're just living. And that's kind of the guys that are just good to be around.
Who
and you're just gonna leave me out of there, Ben? What the heck?
Yeah, Ashbacher sucks. I don't want to travel to Ashbacher. No, I'm kidding.
Who has the best vehicle to travel in?
Oh, I'm pretty, I don't know, I'd say mine just because I love my 12 valve, but it's probably not. It's caused us some issues in the past, and so I wouldn't say mine's the best, maybe, but
at least you got the fuel gauge fixed for this winter.
Yeah, exactly. That's a story in itself.
Who has the worst vehicle to travel in?
Definitely Logs or Ashbacher.
I think it's pretty well about the same.
It
no AC in my van doesn't have.
Ashbacher's is pretty nice because we get to put PS4 in the back and it's not too bad. But Logs isn't much good though. The dash is all falling apart in the old whip. It's
who out of all you guys, when you're all together, who does most of the driving?
Ashbacher I'll give him that. He is one driving sucker. Like, he'll get behind the wheel and put a good 10-hour shift in, and it's nice for us because we just get to kick back and relax for a bit. I'm not into that driving much. So,
what do you say, Cole? Who's the best driver, I guess, besides yourself? Because you've got the kudos already from Ben.
The best driver?
Yeah.
Well, both Logan and Ben do their fair share. We've been pretty good as a group to keep it pretty even. Yeah. Everybody kind of is pretty even. I don't know. Maybe Logan's a little more than Ben.
Yeah, I don't think I'm the best driver, but
I wouldn't say the best driver for Ben.
I'll put in a pretty good night shift, and that's all you can ask for, right?
Who's the worst or the laziest driver out of the crew?
Worst driver I've probably ever encountered is Dorth. Anybody who's over them can understand that.
Not a driver, right?
Yeah, that's Dorth, if anybody didn't know. And yeah, laziest driver, like guy that doesn't drive much is probably Leighton Green.
Who's the guy that just jumps in there for an hour and a half and then decides it's time to pull over and use the washroom or get something to drink, and then he gets it.
That's Leighton. Leighton Green, like, it's 3 hours, and he's like, well, I don't know. I think I'm done. I think so. Oh yeah, no, you put a good shift in, Leighton.
Who would you say, or what would you say, I guess is a better question. Which event would you do in rodeo if you weren't riding broncs? This is a question people ask me all the time. Can they do anything else? And I'm going, well, do they want to? But go to you, Cole. If you weren't riding broncs, which other event would you do?
Well, I did, when I was younger, want to try bareback riding. I grew up getting told that if I rode bulls, I'd probably get shot by my mom. And so I kind of strayed away. I did get on one. That's it. But bareback riding, I wanted to try.
I'm well aware of the one you got on. Just looking for an all-around title.
I don't know if you can classify that as really a bull. It's more of a dog that just jumps in a circle. But
he had all the necessary characteristics of a bull, though. So
I guess that's true, isn't it?
How about you, Ben?
I'd have to say I'd probably. I don't know. I rode bulls in high school, and I don't know. It's one that kind of you start craving after a while again, and I'd probably have to go with bull riding. But
now I had a couple people text in questions, and whether he travels with you or competes against you. Lane Cust is quite an entertaining human being, and he told me to ask you what's about the nicknames. What's Cole's nickname?
Elroy.
Elroy.
Yeah, the big gangles Elroy. And I wasn't there for when it actually come into play, but I know the story, and they're pretty sure they were sitting in where were you, Cole?
At Colt Gordon's house.
Oh yeah, Colt Gordon's house, and
Oklahoma.
Elroy was eating almonds in his And Colt's dad was sitting there, and what did he say? He's like, well, I don't know about much, Elroy, but Elroy, you're one almond-eating motherfucker, he says. And that's how that came into play.
Elroy. And what's Ben's nickname?
I
don't really I got Benji, and that's about it. Really
Ben did happen to, when he sent in his bio for Houston, they asked for nicknames and didn't realize that when they asked for that in the bio, that's what they're gonna call you.
Yeah.
So it was Benji Anderson, right up on the jumbotron.
Benji Anderson for the entire Houston rodeo, and that kind of sucked. But
well, I guess we won't make that error again.
Yeah, no. Logan didn't help me much there.
I got asked is a little bit odd and a little bit, but I'm going to try and mold it into something you guys can work with.
Okay.
I got asked about your guys' love lives, but I'm gonna use this if I can.
Okay.
We've been self-quarantined. We've been doing our thing. If you could be self-quarantined with anyone, if we had to do this again, who would it be? Go ahead, Ben.
Who would it be if I had to be?
Go. You can pick
girl?
anyone.
Well, I don't nobody, I guess. I don't know. Probably definitely not Ashbacher, so that's good. But
I hope not.
Because we'd probably get in a couple fights, but
more than one.
Yeah. I don't got a girlfriend at the moment, so I can't pick somebody.
Like movie star, model, like no one?
Oh, we're straying out into the
we are going down. The path is wide open.
The path's wide. Jeez. Well, then I don't.
Wow, look at that. You got options now.
Now I got to think. You know, I was in love with Drew Barrymore, so I could deal with that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, Ashbacher.
She may be older, but Jennifer Aniston, she always does something for me.
What is with you fair. And Jake Vold? You and Jake Vold both want to be with Jennifer Aniston.
She's hot.
Yeah.
And she doesn't age.
She uses that good skin cream or whatever she does on TV. It's got to be working. It's got to be. So, but before we get to thanking some of the people that have helped you guys, I'd like to ask one more question. It's kind of cool. I ask people this because I seen Wayne Gretzky get asked this question. I thought, wow, that's a cool question. And it goes like this. Who would you like to have traveled with down the road? Anyone, any rodeo competitor, any person, whether they're young, old, they've passed on, anyone, who would you like to put like a good shift in with to just sit and BS down the road?
If I had to go first, I'd say probably Roddy Hay, just because there'd be a lot of stories there, and I'd sure like to. Not that I haven't heard a lot of them, but
you'd have to travel a long time.
I've also traveled with Roddy a bit, but with the boys and stuff. But to be his age and travel with them, I think you'd get a little more out of him. And yeah, I'd like to hear some more of them stories. But
definitely. How about you, Kole?
Well, I know a guy that I've got to hang out with a little bit, and I think he'd be pretty neat to hang out with when he was younger. It was Mel Highland. He always seems to have a good time everywhere he goes, and I just think that'd be quite the time for sure.
Huh. I mean, it's great to hear what people think. I thought for sure one of you guys that, we'd come out with a Casey Tibbs or someone like that, from years ago, but it's always interesting. Now, Ben, I'll start with you. Lots of miles, lots of effort goes into rodeo. You don't do it by yourself. Who helps you out, whether it be sponsors, family members? Who would you like to thank if you could?
Geez, I always thank Roddy, and just because he got me going, and my first saddle was him. First broncs I ever got on was Rockin' JR. So I'd always like to thank Rod, and of course my parents, dad, mom, and the Pollets. Though I got on my first steer at the Pollets. I don't know if you know Shane Pollett and Kelly Pollett, but yeah, they probably helped me out more than anybody, and I got on my first years there, broke my first horse with Shane. So he kind of put me in the cowboy position. I think I owe a lot to them for that. So.
Well, he is pretty handy, and I've got the opportunity to announce a few rodeos he's roped at, and now with their son Strand moving up the ranks as well.
Yeah.
Hey, great people.
Yeah, no,
for
sure.
How about you, Kole?
Well, my family, my mom and dad, they support me all the time. My brother I've got some farmland that he basically does all for me, and he says he never complains, but I know he does a little bit. But I still owe him a lot. My whole family, yeah, they always help out. And then my uncle has sponsored me a little bit here and there, always with Ashbacher Angus. He every year he seems to keep me going down the road a little bit, and then a couple others, like Ben had mentioned, the Pollock's helped him get started. Well, I got on a yearling bull when I was 8 years old, and Carl Barrett was the one that set it up, and it was absolutely perfect, and that kind of got me hooked on rodeo. So he's always helped me out through the years, so it's been pretty good.
So you've been on 2 bulls, actually.
He was basically a steer out with 2 hands. He's basically halter broke. He doesn't count.
Yeah, fair enough.
Now, what do you guys do right now? We're starting to unravel from our social distancing a bit. You guys have any opportunities or been trying to get on any broncs in the last little while, or what do you do with that?
Yeah, I went to Leighton Greens there and got on some practice broncs the other day, and I went to Jason Wheeler's and got on there, and hopefully Logan's thinking of putting one on here coming this week, a little practice time before he heads south, so that should be good. And yeah, it's kind of what we're.
How about you, Kole?
Practicing.
Yeah, I went up to Ty Northcott's once, got on 3 or 4, was really good. And then we actually last night bucked about 10 head of broncs and 15 or 20 head of bulls right here at the home place. It was an awesome night and went pretty well. So that's about all I've been on. I've only been on 7 or 8 horses since the 12th of March, or yeah, it would have been the 12th of March, which is probably the longest break I've had in 3 or 4 years.
No, definitely. Well, now, but before we wrap it up, some cool things. Obviously, I got to thank my sponsors, great people like Wrangler, along with Tractorland, Dry Shod Boots, the great people at Bar J.O. Ranch, and Highwood Distillers. I have a great working relationship with them. And there's a tip for you, Ben. Always have a distillery in your back pocket. It's a good idea. My friends at Highwood Distillers, they brew some of the greatest spirits ever. And I was talking to Michael from there, and he says, either one of these guys can name their favorite Highwood distilled spirit, we might be able to do something for them. So I don't know. Do you know anything that's brewed by Highwood Distillers, Ben?
I couldn't tell you damn one, Mike.
Ben knows like the regulars, like Crown Royal and
yeah. I seen the Bronx beer. That looks pretty interesting. Intrigued me. Let's straight out on that one. Let's hear it, Ashbacher. You got one Highwood?
Yeah, their White Owl whiskeys. I've had it a couple times. I haven't got to have it a whole lot, but it tastes pretty good.
Well, Ashbacher's one up. Who would have thought he'd be the drinker of the crew?
Yeah, I know.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm not a drinker, but
just smashing White Owl all the time, or what, bud? Jeez.
Hey, it's got alcohol, so it's almost like that's him taking care of rinsing his hands and his.
Well, exactly. It's sanitizing. Exactly.
Yeah. That's all it is.
How's the dry shods, Mike? Yeah, tell me
dry
something about them.
shods are some of the best boots you will find anywhere.
I might have to get myself a pair. My mucks, I wore it.
They're you wore them out.
Yeah, toast.
Go get some dry shots.
Might have to try these dry
shot boots. The sole is a little bit thicker, a little more resilient, and I think they breathe a little better.
Yeah, all there. All right.
You too, Kole, because I know you run around in the mud back behind the pens because, well, no one else likes to.
Yep.
Well, awesome, guys. I appreciate this. There's been a bunch of people watching, and we've had a ton of fun. And you know what? I thank you for doing this. And hey, I can't wait to catch up down the road once we get rodeoing again.
Yeah, no kidding. That'd be awesome. Well, thanks. Yeah, thanks a lot, Mike. This is sweet and appreciate it.
Pretty cool.
Awesome,
Thanks very
guys.
much, man.
Take
Take her
care.
easy.
We'll catch up with you later on.
Sounds
All right.
good.
Bye-bye.
Yep.